guys, welcome back to We Watched the Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And you guys know we do Halloween updates constantly on this channel. I want to switch it up a little bit. We have an It Part 2 update. It's not a huge piece of news, but there's other stuff going on with it too. Jessica Chastain's already been cast as Beverly.
Oh,
that's two on the nose.
She's hot.
No, I'm kidding. It's a fucking awesome thing.
Yeah, she's hot.
Also, in the wings, it hasn't been officialized yet, but Bill Hader may be playing a character in the movie. James McAvoy may be playing a character in the movie. The newest piece of news today is Andy Muschietti, the director of the original film, not the original film, but the latest It movie, is also going to be directing It Part 2. At CinemaCon, in a taped interview, he said, "Bring your adult diapers."
I hope they're on sale.
"Bring your adult diapers to the theaters," as he teases the sequel will be darker and even scarier in a taped interview at CinemaCon.
I can't wait! They cut a lot of shit out of the first one that was going to be super dark and they couldn't put it in.
I don't get scared at movies. You do, and I wish I was like that. I wish I could, but nothing really scares me in movies. That fucking did.
That part happened. I was like, "Father, can you hear me?"
That moment, man, I was literally like... Some people are like, it wasn't even that scary or whatever. Look, dude, for me it was. Like, for me, clowns are scary enough, and then they nailed Pennywise and how scary they made him. And for him to be confident enough to come out and be like, this is going to be even scarier and even darker amidst while he's working on it. He knows the script. He knows what's going on behind the scenes. You could take it for just a director hyping his movie, but it's a movie that doesn't need that much hype. It gets me a little bit more psyched for it.
I think that It 2 is going to be just as fantastical as the first one. Maybe even a little bit better, because now we're going to be dealing with more of a, like, they had to be a little careful. I mean, they didn't, I'm not saying they shied away from violence and gore and scare tactics in the first
fucking arm.
I know. They didn't shy away from that in the first one, but now that we have adult actors and stuff, we can go, like he said, darker. We can do and play around with things and themes that we didn't play around with in the first one. Now you graduate from fucking Lego to Robo-Blocks.
When you talk about the original miniseries or whatever, the second half of it was way less scary and way less good than the first half of it was. So if they're going to take this and make it even scarier, that's amazing. And that's the question I wanted to ask you and ask you guys is, do you think that Part 2 could actually be way scarier than the first one? Yeah. Based on how good the first one was?
Yeah, I really do. I mean, if you're going to go back to the original TV series that happened, the first part of that movie was always great. I always loved the first part of that movie, but when they got to adults, it wasn't as good. It was just, it didn't have the production value that it needed to be fucking all it could be. It was still like, I don't know, more relatable, I guess. I mean, not that the fact that when they were kids, they were hanging out in a group, that wasn't relatable too, especially kids that grew up in the 80s and the 90s. But when they get adults and they're dealing with this afterwards, I think it definitely could be scarier. I think, again, dealing with themes and going to a darker element, yeah, for sure. I mean, because what Pennywise is going to do is play on all those fears from their past and then whatever they're scared of now, and then combine those together into a fucking smorgasbord of, you're fucked! So yeah, I definitely think it could be dark. I think it could be scarier.
I think the important thing to do is, and I think this is where the first miniseries kind of fucked up a little bit, keep the focus on Pennywise and don't do what the miniseries did, whereas in the miniseries they kind of redid the same scares over and over again, the balloons and shit like that. In this film, if they can put their own stamp on it, change up the scares a little bit, do some new shit, then it really can be even scarier. So
I think that we're going to be in for a good goddamn treat, and I can't wait.
And
I can't wait.
You're playing with house money. Like with the first film, maybe they had to shy away from doing a couple things because they didn't want to get too crazy. But now that the first film made fucking bank, and this is really the only, I don't think they're going to do an It 3 or anything like that.
No,
like they can really play with it and do some ballsy ass things with it, so I'm even more psyched for it than I was.
There's so many other properties of Stephen King that they could remake and play.
And they're doing it.
Yeah, I know that Pet Sematary was a big one that I heard about, and fuck yeah, bring Zelda back, scared the shit out of me, Spina Bifida. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I think that everybody out there is excited, and the more news that keeps coming about this, it just gets better and better every fucking time I see it.
Damn, Jake, I didn't know you like to get wet. Comment down below with your all thoughts. Do you guys think that It Part 2 is actually going to be scarier than It Part 1? We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham opinion.
Why can't you guys just friggin' float?
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.